Hey friends, today we've got such an interesting video. Okay, so I've come up alongside other professionals in the industry, the best world-class professionals. We've come up with a lot of points on a world-class construction professional, okay? And today we're gonna dive deep into, I think it's 19 points on becoming a world-class construction professional, right? This is gonna be amazing. So a lot of times when I meet someone who's exceptional, I'm like, tell me what you think a world-class construction professional is. Who are they? What do they do? Why are they like that? Why did you think they're like that, okay? And I'm adding to these points. I'm building up my own collection of a version of the best world-class quantity surveyor, project manager, construction manager, building surveyor, anyone central in construction projects, right? What makes them the best? What makes them tick? What makes them amazing? Give me some points. Let me dissect it, right? Let me enter your mind. So I've got a list right here. We're gonna go through these. And I think you're gonna love a lot of them. And these, they're just amazing. Let's go through them. So number one, they know how to turn a project to success, right? Imagine being able to walk into a project and say, okay, they're doing that wrong, they're doing that wrong, they're doing that wrong. We can change a few things so that instead of the trajectory going like this, we can make it go like this, and you can make the project go amazing. The project could be going backwards, you can make it go forwards, right? Amazing trait to develop. Number two, they know their subcontractors inside out. Know your subcontractors really well. Who is the best for the job that you need at the moment, right? Build your relationships with the subcontractors because you can use them on multiple projects. That is really important. That is a tip that I got from James, and I worked with James in the estimating team, and he was fantastic. He's one of the best quantity surveyors I've ever met in my entire life. He was unreal, honestly unbelievable. I'm gonna try and get him on this YouTube channel so we can have a conversation, but he was amazing. And he told me, we were on a train on the way to a social event in London. I think we went to Oaxaca. And he said, know your subcontractors inside out. Because I ask everyone, how do I become a better surveyor, right? So I'm collecting this information from everyone, and that's the question I asked him. And he said straight away, without thinking, know your subcontractors inside out. Know what they do, the price they offer, the services they got, type of company they are, rate them, rank them, become friends with them and use them on multiple projects. You want to build your own personal partnerships with these subcontractors so that you form the relationship. Not the company forming the relationship, you're forming the relationship. Number three, form amazing relationships. That leads us into this point. Build relationships with people in the industry. Give them help, ask them, ask your managers, ask other people in the industry, people high up, say, I want to help you for a day, I've got a few hours, can I help you do something? Can I come and shadow you? Build the relationship. When they know that you're enthusiastic and you want to become better, they're gonna love you, they're gonna teach you more, they're gonna tell you more information. Do what I'm doing, ask questions, say, what makes the best quantity surveyor? Build that relationship with someone, and when you get a good answer, say, can I take you out for lunch? Can we have a coffee? I wanna understand why you said that. Build relationships. Number four, drive the margin up and know how to do it every single time. Wouldn't that be the best thing ever? How to increase the margin, how to control the project even better. What do you need to do? What 4 things do you need to do right now to increase the margin on your project? Know them and implement them on your project. If you don't know them, go and learn them and then bring them back to your project. This is where knowledge comes in. This is where capabilities come in. This is where skills come in. When you have the ability, the skill to increase the margin, even by 0.1%, it doesn't matter. You're increasing the margin. You're able to control the cost. You're able to see what the project is not doing. You're able to see what your last project that you were working on and why it was successful, how you can bring that to this new project that you're working on to increase the margin. Right, solve problems easily. I'm massively big, and you'll probably hear me say this in every one of my videos, the ability to solve problems is the most important thing that you can learn and you can do, okay? So solve problems easily. Find the problems and solve them. Like, break that problem down into smaller things and do the first thing. Even if it's a really, really small thing, even if it's taking one step or doing one thing, do that one thing to solve the problems. Your momentum will gather over time, and then you'll see like things happening. It's the snowball effect, right? When you get a small snowball, you roll it down the hill, it gathers more pace and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Ability to value engineer, right? When I was in the construction industry, my favorite thing ever to do was to value engineer. Honestly, I absolutely loved it. Like, I loved it because Value engineering is essentially, to me, in my opinion, is the balance between risk and profit. You're like, should we take this little bit of risk to change what's already been agreed, right, to make more of a profit, or to improve the quality of the project, or to reduce the time that the project takes, okay? It might not just be project, it might be reducing the time. And that time, if you've shortened the time or accelerated the project, it means you may need less resources on the project, okay, which can save money in different ways, right? So the balance between risk and profit, okay? So value engineer, get really good at it. Understand your subcontractors because they've got a few different options. Understand other ways of doing things in the industry. Understand different material choices, right? Understand different methods of constructing so that you can value engineer. Get good at that because it's going to come up a lot in your industry. Even if you're a building surveyor, quantity surveyor, project manager, even an architect, even an engineer, right? Anyone in construction projects, central to the construction projects, have to be able to value engineer. So get really good at that. And knowledge is the answer to this. Skills is the answer to this. Right, negotiate the best deals. When you get good at negotiating, right, you can again increase the margin. You can negotiate with subcontractors to get the best deal. Right, negotiate your wage in the construction company so that you can increase your wage. Negotiation is massive, and inside our platform, Construction Mastery, we are developing a negotiation masterclass, a series of videos which probably won't be out for a while, but we want to dive deep into negotiation, right? We're trying to find experts who are expert negotiators and bring them on for you guys so that you can understand how to become the best negotiator, because it is one of the most valuable skills you'll ever learn in your entire life. And in the industry, in the construction industry, it's 10 times more valuable, right? Because negotiation is everywhere. Right, knowledge at your fingertips, right? The best construction professionals, quantity surveyors, building surveyors, project managers have knowledge at their fingertips. They're not just gonna be like, 1 minute, excuse me, just wait there. Let me just Google it. Let me Google it and come up with the answer. Oh, here you go, here's the answer, right? They're not gonna do that. They're gonna have knowledge at the fingertips. They're gonna be the ones who build knowledge, who have a thirst for learning, who want to continuously learn, who are very curious, who want to understand why is that, why is that, why is that? What can I do to know that because I don't know that? What can I do to know that because I don't know that? Knowledge at your fingertips is a superpower. Make sure you have all the knowledge you possibly can have up front. Ability to articulate their point fairly and taking account of all. So articulate your point was the first bit, and taking account of everyone involved as well was the second point. So you want to be able to understand other people's perspective, other people's thought patterns and thinking, and be able to articulate. So you're not articulating just for your own benefit, what you think. You're articulating on behalf of other people. That is powerful. Forward thinking and very sustainable. So you're not thinking in the immediate term. Remember, everything's long-term thinking, guys. It's all long-term thinking. You're not thinking what's just in front of you. You're thinking 2 or 3 or 4 steps, not just the first consequence. You're thinking the second, third, fourth consequence. What happens if you do something now? What happens next week, next month, next year, in 10 years? That is powerful, right? And very sustainable as well, because once you understand that life cycle costing is a really big thing in construction, and most of the time, all the construction projects in the past have only thought short-term, immediate. When you start thinking that life cycle costs are about 200 times more than what the actual cost of the building is to produce, 200 times more, something ridiculous, I think 150, 200 times more than what it costs to build, you're gonna start thinking very differently. And when you can think along the lines of that and what the clients want and what influences them, you're gonna be a game changer. You're gonna be like unbelievable, right? And then I'm gonna come to you and say, teach me things. Very caring towards the planet. Very caring towards the planet. You're not just gonna care about what you're doing. You're linking what you're doing to a higher purpose. You're thinking about other people, not just yourself. You're developing your skills for other people. You're developing your skills for the ultimate purpose of the planet. You're looking after the planet. You're being sustainable. You're saying, sorry, you're in a meeting, you're gonna be like, no, this isn't right because this is only looking out for ourselves and us. We don't want that. We wanna look after our clients, our project, our team, the construction industry, and nature, and this planet. That is when you take yourself to the next level. You're very client orientated and always thinking in a client perspective. So the best construction professionals think about the client. So now you've heard me say a few times, you're not just thinking about your perspective, you're taking into account other people's perspective. That's really powerful. And you're taking into account your client's perspective. What do they want? You know, what influences your client? Where are they going? How are you going to help them get to where they're going? When you can do that for them, they're going to come back. When they come back, your company's going to get repeat projects. And when you can commercially deliver a project viably and successfully and get your clients to come back, you've won. Productive as hell, right? Focus and productivity are massive. So many people are making mistakes like nuts everywhere. Everywhere you go, people are making mistakes, right? So become productive and focus. Put your phone away, switch it off, put it on Do Not Disturb. Get your productivity system up and running. Find a management system where you've got your tasks, you know what task is coming up next. You've got a calendar, you've put things on your calendar, you've scheduled things, you've got your meetings, you're prepared for the meetings, you're productive, you know what task 1 is, task 2, task 3, task 4, you're focused, right? You can work for hours without getting distracted, okay? And find a way to get focused. If people are continuously interrupting you, put headphones on, say, and put a sign here, get a post-it note and say, please do not disturb me, and put a sign here. So if people do walk across you, right, they know that there's a sign here that they shouldn't disturb you, that you're focused. Always think win-win. It's back to the perspective thing, guys. Always think win-win. Not just win for you, win for everyone. Win for your project, win for your company, win for your clients. Think win-win. It's not just about you, it's about other people, right? It's win-win for your colleagues, win-win for your project and your clients. Think win-win and you'll get taken to the rare air of world class and you'll become the best professional that you know. Then you've got the knowledge of the construction tech and what's available in the market. Okay, so you've got the knowledge of what's going around in the market. The latest materials, the latest methods of doing things. You know about the economics of the industry. You know terms like inflation, tender price index. You're seeing in a macroeconomic perspective and a microeconomic perspective what you're doing on a project and how that affects other things. What's happening in the macro sense in the government and the economy and how that affects your project as well, okay? So, and that's linked with the construction technology as well. So macro thinking, know what the latest materials are and the methods of working. Start researching the best things out there. Pick up the phone to your subcontractors and say, can you teach me about the products that you have on your website? I just want to know because I think it's really interesting. They can ability to influence design through the knowledge. So you need knowledge in basically everything possible. To do all of these 19 points, it's basically a good solid foundation of knowledge. And then when you have good knowledge, you have the confidence, then you have the courage, then you can pick up the phone to your subcontractors and say, please can you teach me about this, right? Then you can ask questions which other people don't ask. Then you can raise your hand when you're thinking about other people, not just yourself. So the ability to influence design through knowledge. So if you can understand how an architect thinks and their perspectives, right, you can understand how to influence that. And when you've got the knowledge to kind of, because you've got the knowledge of construction tech and methods of building and even value engineering, right, you can kind of influence the design and say, have you thought about this? There's something that I read online and it could be a really good idea. What would it work on our project? Then you're building a relationship with the architect and you're working together because you're bouncing ideas off of each other, right? It's really powerful stuff. And then you can influence the design. And when you can influence the design and understand the design, right, you can understand how that design translates to the actual function of the building that you're trying to produce, which is the function that the client wants from you, okay? Hope that made sense. You can manage a site and see issues. So you're not just an office-based surveyor or a project manager or a building surveyor. You're understanding construction projects. You're understanding what the site manager is thinking. You're understanding the health and safety issues. And you're understanding things outside of your remit because it's going to benefit the client. So when I was at Balfour Beatty, we had something called a don't walk by card, right? Which is based on the policy of zero harm. So Balfour Beatty was trying to get to a policy or a place where they didn't have any harm on any incidents on any projects. And it involved and it needed the contribution of everyone around them. All the quantity surveyors, the project managers, the building surveyors, the site managers, the health and safety advisors, anyone, the workforce on the actual construction site. It needed everyone, the subcontractors and everyone, okay? And it was basically saying, when you walk past, see things that can help the project so that you can notice that we can fall or trip here, we need to report it so that we can prevent it from happening, right? So now you're understanding issues on the construction site, as well as issues inside the office. And finally, collect the lessons learned and feedback throughout the project. So I know a lot of the up and coming leaders in the construction industry. They said, we did this on the last project, it was really good and it worked, I think we can use it on this project. They're the ones that are collecting the information, the feedback from the subcontractors they use, from the projects that they've worked on previously, and they're bringing that forward to their new project. Then when they move on to the next project, they'll bring that forward. They're always documenting the lessons learned so that they can make every project they go on better and more interesting and more successful. And this, my friends, I think it was 19 points, right? I think it was 19 points of a world-class construction professional. And you know what? I'm gonna keep building on these points. I'm gonna find the best professionals in the construction industry, and I'm gonna be like, tell me 3 points of what someone needs to do to become the best, or tell me 3 points of how you got to where you are. What made you the best surveyor possible? What made you the best building surveyor? What made you the best architect? What made you the best client, right? Start finding out this information. And if you do go and ask people this information, please report back to me, because I can't do this on my own. I need your help as well. So please go and find the best surveyors you know. Get into contact with me. I would love to have a conversation with the best people you know. Let's all try find the rounded best construction professional and how we need to get there, right? Please do that. I would love that. I would love for you to do that. It would be amazing. I hope that was really helpful. I will continue asking the world-class surveyors that we work with, the experts on our platforms, to give me more information and more knowledge so that we can bring it to you. Have the best day, guys, and catch you in another video. Bye.